What's up to the homies? Welcome back. Episode 11. 11. All right, we're up to 11. Crank these baddies out like it's nobody's business. Thank you. Thanks for coming back. We have, uh, we went in hard on this one. This one was kind of, a little here or there. I was, disclaimer, I was slightly out of it for the start of this one, but, I think it'll still be fun. Nate had a good time carrying the team there for a minute, but we both we both ended up conquering the episode. So, this is just me rambling now at this point, but, episode 11. Thank you for being here. We love you. And enjoy the pod, people. Peace. All right, word. So this is podcast material.
Podcast material, yeah. You remember how I texted you the other day and I was like, "Oh, I thought of this experiment that we could do."
Oh yeah.
Well, we don't need to do that anymore because I thought about a different. I thought about a different thing that's going to work so much better.
Okay.
So I was out doing deliveries today, and I was just like, doing like Apple Music sets up this new music for you mix, and it's all based off of stuff that you've been playing a lot recently. And real recently, like the past like week or so, I've been listening to the same kind of music, like just over and over and over again. Like I've been telling you, I've been listening to way more Mac stuff, but I've been listening to nothing. What? Well,
no.
Oh, I thought you said wait. I was like,
my bad. No, I just said right. You've been listening to more Mac. I was just saying, yeah, you've been texting me about that.
I've been listening to a lot of him, a lot of Kendrick, but then a lot of like Frank Ocean and like some Brockhampton, but only like the sad songs.
Yeah.
But what it's been doing is just putting me into what I've realized is like I've been getting into like a hole. Like, I saw this thing a while ago, the different kinds of music that you listen to restructure the way that your brain works. And I was listening to this and it was like, oh, I'm like in this hole. I feel like I'm like regressing. I feel like I can't claw my way out. Like, I feel like I'm just sad all the time. And then I'm like, wait a sec. So today I was listening to new music mix and I used to listen to like a lot of alternative music and like rock and like all kinds of stuff. So like it was weird. I had like coffee house alternative in there, and then like 70s like hippie revolution songs, and then like rock songs like hard rock, and then just like generic rap, and then like some sad boy rap, and then like smoking like Drew Hirsch type stuff that like jumps around a lot. And I was realizing that my mood was changing constantly because the way that these new music mixes work is they put this genre or idea of songs in little 2-song, 3-song, 4-song bursts. So you have like 10 minutes of this one thing, 15 of that next, then it just keeps going.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I was listening through this whole thing on order. And I was realizing that I was feeling and thinking different ways because I was getting out of the car and then getting back in. And I was going for that 10-minute period and just listening to that. And it was, totally changing my emotional state. And I was like, I was like, wait, like, why and how is this happening? So I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if that's just me who's doing that. So I was wondering, like, if we did some kind of thing where it was like maybe a day or two of different genres, could kind of monitor where our headspace is at. Like, what's our worldview at the time? How's our emotions? Like, how is our interaction with other people? Like, I know I'm somebody that gets like very impacted by the things that I'm consuming. So yeah, I think that could be cool, but I want to know if it's not just me. So like,
dude, I think that'd be dope.
Yeah,
I think that'd be dope. It's not just you because I think like a lot of the time when I'm listening to music, I'll just like certain times, like certain moods I'm in, I'm just feeling a certain genre so much. Like
Right.
goes the other way too, you know. Like the music affects you, but you also like pick the music that's gonna affect you more, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
You like need it at that moment, if that makes sense.
100%. Because you're like, oh, I could really go for this right now. Sometimes I realize that's not what I need though.
Yeah, right, right.
But the weird thing is like I've been good about it in the past, but this time I just got stuck on something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
that'd be interesting.
want to know awful extraneous thought that shot into my head?
Yeah, what's up?
I have I got these like chocolate covered almonds that are fucking up my teeth.
Oh, word.
But awful extraneous thought. I was like, have I made my brain too plastic through psychedelic use? And that's why I'm so affected by my immediate environment. Like, I'll change the LEDs in my room for like a day or two, just the colors. And
Yeah,
then I'm like thinking slightly different.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. That's so crazy that you notice it too. Like, I feel like that'd be kind of hard to like it's that like noticeable of a change in your mood that you're like, oh my God, like this
Well,
light.
I also do like a mindfulness meditation twice a day. So I think that's what makes me so aware of it.
Hmm.
Um,
You're doing that twice a day now?
yeah, I'm thinking about cutting back on that though, because I feel like it's almost bad for me. I've been doing it since being home, and I'd started it at the end of school,
Yeah.
and it's literally just for 30 minutes. You just like sit and breathe, try and think about like where you're at. I mean, you can even like journal it down. I don't
Mm,
normally do that. It's mostly just a head thing.
yeah.
Um, but I'm thinking of stopping doing that just because I have been feeling like, you know, um, the titular quote of this podcast, blissfully unaware, like to be like blissfully ignorant, you do get like way happier. And I feel like I'm getting that other side of the coin with the knowledge of myself, where it's like, oh, I'm too aware of what my emotional state is every second. So I'm getting this weird kind of hypervigilance that's trying, like,
Ooh,
it's freaking me out and it's becoming a source of anxiety. Um,
interesting.
yeah. So I'm thinking of just doing like shadow work instead during that time. So just like, you know, real journaling in like a positive way, not just here are my observations on where I am, but instead like here's something that made me happy today. Here's something that I'm thankful for. I did this positive thing today and it's gonna fuel whatever.
Mm,
So
that's dope. Yeah, dude, that's all like such a interesting thing once you start getting into that because you just like realize how important it is. And then like I was saying to you the other day, like a lot of times it's like when you're not doing those kind of things for yourself and then you start doing them, then it's a lot like somebody who needs like a medication for like, you know, a mental illness and they don't know like how bad they are until they get back on their meds or like that kind of thing.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good surveillance tool.
Yeah.
But like with all things, it has to be in moderation.
Right.
Like, dude, I was like high out of my gourd last night, and I was like diagnosing myself with bipolar disorder. I was like, that's got to be what it is. You're all over the place. It has to be that. Um,
Oh,
so yeah, that's what really made me be like, I gotta stop. I just gotta stop for a little bit.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
overdoing it, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm. Yeah, I hear that.
it is what it is.
Mm.
Um, I think like that neuroplasticity thing that I was saying, like if I
Mhm.
did get myself just too plastic, then that might be something good that I should just lean into because then it's like just like your body, you could maybe just like sculpt it. Um,
Yeah. But
like is that crazy?
I
That
don't
might
I mean, I can see what you're saying. Just elaborate.
okay. All
Go,
right.
go
So
keep going on this. I want to hear this all play out.
yeah. So it's like if I'm sculpting my brain, like if you really wanted to, you could be like, I'm never gonna fucking touch my legs. I'm never gonna squat. I'm never gonna do any kind of leg extensions. I'm never gonna run. I'm just gonna hit upper body all the time. So you could build yourself to be like an all chest, all back kind of man, and just have these little like twigs. Like I'm wondering if you can build yourself to um, A lot of us tend to have, we talked about the flow state hypothesis. A lot of us tend to have that one thing that we're really, really like versed in,
Mm,
whether it's like sadness or happiness or optimism or pessimism or, whatever.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
isn't that more so just like building a muscle, which I know is very similar to the same, you know, idea of the flow state thing. But that framing we had talked about on, I think, like episode 4 or 5, uh,
mm,
that I feel like is so necessary, because reframing that for me to something of, okay, it's not you have to discover this flow state and put in all this work. It's like, well, that ability or emotion or like mindset is actually getting bigger and stronger as
mm,
you're going.
yeah.
It's just not, at bodybuilder level yet. So,
Mm, excuse me. Yeah, that makes sense actually. When you were saying that too, because it's like in like going on with that muscle analogy, it's like all of these different things that you want to get good at, like channeling, right? If we're
yeah.
continuing with the flow state hypothesis. So it's like a bunch of muscles, like stabilizer muscles and like, the muscles that you use for like the heavy lifting and then like the little muscles that assist and like
Yeah. Yeah.
those are like, positivity and like happiness and empathy and then like, all like the little things in between that like support that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, that's kind of cool. I wouldn't have thought about the stabilizer thing. Yeah. Cause it's like, um, isn't there like four basic emotions?
Yeah, yeah, I
So
think.
it's like, if those are all of your like different emotions, like that's the same thing as like red, green, and blue. If you're making your blue better, your turquoise and your like, what's on the other side of that? Purple. They're probably getting better. Yeah. Can you tell I'm versed in color theory?
Yeah, dude, I can tell you went to school for art, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's funny, bro. Is that one of the shirts that Callie made you?
No, the check this out. You've seen this, ho.
Oh, I have seen that. That's a good one.
Yeah, I just got it off of Instagram. Um, yeah, I think I saw Steve will do it wear it. I was like, gotta get that.
That's sick. Dude, let's talk about the do you know more about the federal fucking or the I don't
Oh,
know, the weed thing?
yeah. So dude, I was talking to Fab about it, and he was like, "Oh, it's actually a decriminalization thing. It's not." And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So, um, I was reading this article on it, and it was like, okay, let's be totally honest and frank with ourselves. Um, like, yeah, it's made it past the House of Reps, which is great. But I mean, we have a Republican controlled Senate, and we still have like a Republican controlled oh fuck, excuse me, Republican controlled executive branch. So it's like we can't really pass that. McConnell, as the Speaker of the House, or I'm sorry, the Senate Majority Leader, is probably going to kill it.
Hmm.
So I mean, he's the poster boy for the war on drugs.
Oh,
He loves that shit.
dang.
Um, yeah, but I mean, he's got his claws in deep. Like, best thing we can hope for is that this has kind of started the ball rolling in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that during this election, how many states created some kind of like weed law reform? Like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't fucking know.
But it feels like 5 or 6. This is a
Okay.
podcast. We don't have to
We'll
say
go five,
fact.
six, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So since it's getting like a little bit more popular, I feel like more and more and more people are going to hop on. And if you have all these states that are legalizing it, you're going to start getting people within the constituents of senators that are in states where it's totally illegal being like, what's up? Like, why don't we have legal weed? Especially medicinally. And the moment you get medicinal legalization, recreational follows. It just does. Unless
Mhm.
you're in New York State, just because Cuomo's a fuck.
Dude, you know what's gonna happen?
What?
As soon as the CEOs of these dispensaries are rich enough, then it'll be federally legalized.
Dude. Okay. No,
Right?
I totally get what you're saying. They just have to get enough money to claw their way into politics.
Yeah.
Do you think like there's some businesses that just don't affect politics? Like,
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think anyone it's I think anyone can affect politics and if they have enough money.
do you think like clothing businesses are really out there like hiring a ton of lobbyists?
I guess probably not, yeah.
I mean, maybe they are, but I don't know. Like, I also don't think like grocery stores, they're probably not hiring a ton of lobbyists. Um, but that's a massive industry.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
Actually, I guess agriculture kind of does do that. Like Monsanto, they have a ton. All right, I just poked a hole in my argument. Yeah, you you might be totally right.
I just feel like that's what it feels like from like the outsiders in perspective. Like change only happens when like some rich guy, like, you know what I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
has
Once he's
enough
like,
money to convince the change or whatever, you know.
right, right. He's like, this affects me now, so we got to make it done.
Hmm.
Okay.
That happens so much, I feel like, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I think you're definitely right about that. It's like the main way that like laws get passed in this country, which isn't cool, but like what can we really do about that?
Hmm. Yeah, the interesting thing is like the idea of like the compromise, you know, like each party gets a little of what they want, completely unrelated in order to like pass the bill, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All those little details that are tossed in there. You're going to
Yeah.
give a little bit more money to me. We're going to make it a little bit harder for poor people to succeed. Like,
Yes, dude, they're throwing people's lives in as fucking little like side stakes.
yeah, yeah, for real.
Terrible.
Dude, I saw this thing a while ago where it was like, you know, I think it was a tweet. It was like, I don't understand why people value the stock market so much. It's literally like it affects the top 18-20% of people. Again, that's probably not the right stat, but we're in a podcast so we can lie.
Right.
It was like that top percentage. It doesn't affect the vast majority of people. Uh,
Yeah.
but everybody is like, oh, let's gauge the economy by how the stock market's doing.
Yeah.
Like, and that whatever the percentage of people is that are using the stock market that have money in it, it's
Yeah.
like those people, even if they cash out, they are receiving a minuscule fraction of what the people who are actually like really succeeding in the stock market are getting.
Yeah.
Like,
Not even close.
yeah, it's like why do so many people use that? Like, I have conversations with people about like, what's important, what do we need to fix, and they're like, well, the stock market's doing well right now, our GDP is good, uh,
Yeah.
but then you try and make an argument based off of like, well, our quality of living isn't that great across the board. Our like our healthcare isn't what it should be. Our school systems are underperforming. And they don't really want to have a talk about that because it's not a quantitative thing that's easy to understand.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucked up. Like, did you ever follow like Andrew Yang back when his campaign was first like going on?
Not
Like,
that much, no.
okay, all right. Well, like in 2018, he was trying to garner support for his bid for the like Democratic presidential elect. And that was a huge thing he was talking about. He's like, one of the paths toward healing for our country is starting to measure economic success in other terms, like net happiness, success of child per household,
Hmm.
success of school systems in multiple terms. And like, I don't remember exactly how he was talking about it, but he had a comprehensive plan. Um,
Damn.
I
That
mean,
Yeah, that just sounds like such a step in the right direction from just the little description that you gave. Like, that
right?
sounds dope.
Yeah, dude, he really is a visionary. Um, I've heard a lot of people call him like a libertarian Trojan horse, just because he did have like past experiences in corporate America.
Hmm.
But you can be in corporate America without participating, if that makes sense. Like,
Mm.
who's the dude from Parks and Rec who's like um, heartily against any kind of government, but he was like, "Oh, I have to get into the belly of the beast to make a change."
Ron Swanson.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great
Uh,
show.
oh, dude, Nick Offerman murders that character. Parks and Rec was goated.
It was so good.
There really hasn't been like a show like that recently. Kind
Nothing's
of
good like
bummer.
that anymore.
That was like the next Office. But yeah,
Right.
sorry to like fall down that tangent hole.
No,
But
you're good, bro.
yeah, that's what people think of Yang is like. They're
Mm.
like, oh, he's just, you know, he's gonna get in deep and then he's gonna implant these like values of corporate America even further into like our democracy and he's just gonna ruin it. It's like, is he really gonna do that? Or are you traumatized by past experiences? Like, trust a little, heal a little.
Mm.
Like Yang.
Yeah. People don't want to lose their money.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a lot of progress in this country gets stifled by fear mongering around, oh, you're going to lose your money. But it's like, if you think about it, that doesn't really happen. Yeah, your taxes are going to go up. Okay. What happens when this country becomes more prosperous as a result of that and your quality of living goes up? You're going to be happier. If you're happier, you have more motivation. If you have more motivation, you're probably going to go out and, do that thing you say you're going to do, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And if you seriously do believe in that everybody should pull themselves up by your bootstraps, if that tax is too high for you, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and earn more money. You know what I mean?
Dude, you just kind of went off.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, it was good. It was good. I was just listening and listening, and then you like fucking. I knew you were gonna say that shit about the bootstraps. Just pulled it right back in, bro. It was like a fucking 1-2 punch.
The
That
Mike
was great.
Tyson of leftist political comedy.
Yeah, bro. Hey, listen.
We can't, yeah,
You said.
we can't harp on the politics stuff too much.
Mm-mm.
I've been doing something that I shouldn't have been doing, but I also feel like I should be doing.
Yeah,
I've been avoiding politics
good
like
shit.
as much as I can.
Yeah, that's
I
good
think
shit.
I think it's helping, but I don't know.
I bet it is, bro. Do you feel like how long have you been doing that?
Like a week or two,
Mm.
so not that long. But I've just been trying to like, okay, focus on me. I think it followed like pretty much the same time that I was like, oh, I'm in the hole right now. I was like, I
Mm.
don't even have the energy to put into being worried for other people right now.
Right,
Like,
right.
but I will say, I'm less like angry. I'm less angry and less anxious about things that I totally can't control.
That's good.
There's a balance to be reached there though. I got to learn how to live like, not getting anxious and angry, but still absorbing and understanding.
Dude. Yeah, I think that's such a delicate balance, especially like as you continue to like experiment with this, how much you can take and in, how many times and in what doses. Like,
Right.
I feel like that's something you could like hone in, like
Yeah.
by the time like, a few years roll around and you're like, you kind of know what's good and what's not. Like, if you're conscious enough about it, you could be like, all right, like I could literally read the newspaper on Sunday and then I'll be good until next Sunday, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's hard because once like I do start reading again, then I'm like, all right, I got to keep up. I don't want to fall
Yeah.
behind. I don't want to be uninformed. Like,
Mm. I think you got to be a little bit more blissfully aware, maybe.
yeah.
Blissfully unaware.
Well, yeah, but aware of where I'm at. I mean, you're definitely right with the fact that there's a balance. I just know I have a hard time with it right now.
Yeah, right.
It's a skill that just needs to be practiced.
Yeah.
Doesn't it fucking suck that everything's a skill that needs to be practiced though?
Dude, everything's a muscle that needs to be trained.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Although, I mean, the nice thing about it is once you do start, then like just with working out, you start feeling like, oh, I'm seeing progress. I want more. I want more. I want more. Like that's a beautiful cycle. It's just hard to start it off.
Yeah, it's so hard. Yeah.
If only there was steroids for other things.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I kind of had a thought the other day.
Yeah.
Psychedelics are sort of like steroids for emotional development.
I was literally thinking that when you said I wish I had when you said that about steroids, I was like, I bet then psychedelics would be, yeah, that makes sense. That actually would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like it doesn't do the cycling thing, but close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah, no, it definitely is, bro. It definitely, like, because if you think about it too, that kind of thing is like, fuck, I'm losing my thought. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Anyways,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Brief segue. I'm trying to take. I think I told you about this. We're trying to take 4 grams for our next like adventure into the ethereal realm, and it's a psychedelic desert right now. Can't find mushrooms anywhere.
no way.
Yeah. So if
It's
anybody
like-
can find mushrooms and is near Albany, New York, email blissfullyunaware@gmail.com. Let us know.
Hit the kid up.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd really appreciate it.
That's crazy. Nothing, huh?
I mean, if only there was an app that you could have 1,000,001 dealers on and just go, let's see what you got. You know what I mean? But like, I know maybe 3 dealers like between like Boston Spa to Schenectady. So it's like, if one of them's out, the rest of them are normally out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, also, I'm a white kid who lives in a suburban like neighborhood. How many good drug dealers can I really find?
Yeah, true.
Such a bummer.
Yeah, that's true. And you want to trust your guy.
That's the other thing. It's like, especially with psychedelics, it's like I want to make sure that it's what, like, one, I'm paying for what I'm getting, but also like, yeah, I want to make sure that this isn't like weird shrooms, because like there's some shrooms that if you make them the wrong way, they can just make you sick. Which, yeah.
Like, what do you mean make you sick? Like just throw up?
Like they're a little poisonous.
Oh.
Yeah. It's all off the harvest time too. So it's like somebody might go, oh yeah, this is my own batch. And you're like, really? Like, did you follow the wiki how for this? Like, I just want to make sure these are legit, okay?
He's got to check out your credentials, bro.
Yeah. These FDA certified mushrooms.
Damn.
Yeah. If only I could get that from like a dispensary or something.
Yeah, well, they're doing that in Washington, right?
I think didn't they just decriminalize it? Or is it fully legalized?
I don't know. I think they decriminalized it, so maybe they can't sell it. I thought maybe just because the headlines all had like mushrooms on them. So I was assuming, yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah.
I know for a fact it'll be easier to get grant money out there for like research, but
yeah, for sure.
I think we're still a ways off from being able to buy like mushrooms at a dispensary.
Yeah, true.
That's the future we want and need. But once you can just put like mushrooms in the town water supply. Tell me that wouldn't fix things. No, it would fix so much.
Dude, that'd be like a reverse hippie terrorist attack.
Yeah. Yep.
You get everybody in the whole town just non-consensually into a trip.
Yo, okay. So let's talk about the legal repercussions of that. If you did that, what do you think would happen? From Guantanamo Bay to like sheriff's jail, what where would you end up? Because it's not going to be a fine. We know there's going to be some jail time associated.
No, I think, dude, I honestly feel like we're like, say you did it with me, like we're at school or something, like we're in Massachusetts, so
Yeah.
like it won't be like the death sentence, but like I feel like it'll be like some time, dude.
Like, how much? You think it's like a 25 to life?
Dude, like maybe hard time. I don't
Really?
know. I'd be pretty worried.
Give me a generous estimate then. 25 to life? 20 years?
20 years, maybe, yeah.
Parole? No parole?
I don't know. No parole. I don't know. No,
Really?
parole. You'd have
Parole?
to.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do here is cost benefit analysis. So I'm wondering, like, is it worth freeing all these people from the cage for 20 years?
It's a good question.
What do you think? Honest thoughts.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know, man.
That's such a non-committal answer. I
I
need more than a
know.
maybe. Like fully explain like how that makes you feel. 20 years, but you could just fix an entire town. You have an entire town's worth, and we'll say it's a big town. Like, you don't know how many people are in your town.
35,000.
Okay, what's like what's a big town then? Like 100,000, 200,000?
Well, yeah. In the summer, our population goes to 135,000.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you wait for the summer, you dose all of Falmouth. 135,000 people. They're awake. They're like, what's going on? They just got out of the matrix. Their legs are weak. They're shaking. They're scared. But now they can start to see everything that's like going on. Is that worth the 20 years? Fully elaborate.
100. All right. I got you now. Okay, that's what you're asking me. I'm sorry. All right. I feel like it's worth it. Like, imagine 100. You're talking about 135,000 people that would be like, potentially like really see the light.
Yeah. Dude, that's
That could be. I mean, I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it because it's like the ripple effect, dude.
yes.
You got to be like Gandhi in there, bro. 20 years. That is selfless.
20 years ain't shit, right? Because like we're
Parole.
it's just parole. Exactly. Parole. Write a book while you're in there, you get out in 5. 20 years is never 20 years if parole is an option. And also, how many times do you have to like unconsentfully dose 135,000 people? Really, you only have to do it once. Like you're never gonna do it again. You would get parole so fast.
There's no risk of a cycle there. There's
yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. Like my thought process is if you serve those 20 years, how many out of those 135,000 people are going to look at you now and go, he woke us all up and he's bleeding for our sins? 2 options there. 1, new world religion, or 2, they go around and start dosing other towns' water supplies. So it's like one person's out. Let's say all 135,000 people did that. Guess what? The U.S. is awake now.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it would be like an exponential thing. Now, that's not realistic. That wouldn't realistically like happen. But I am totally on the same page with you. If I was actually going to do the like dosing 135,000 people, I would try to find a town with 200, honestly, or just dose New York City.
Yeah.
That
The whole city.
Yeah. Wall Street.
Yeah.
If you
Wall Street, bro, that'd be a fucking thought experiment.
Yeah. Talk about a hostile takeover. Like we get them all totally aware. They're like, I've been doing what?
Yeah.
What this whole time? Like next day they'd walk down to the boutique store, get themselves some linen clothes, and like take a trip to India for a year. Like,
Go hang out with fucking Buddha in the Himalayas, bro, and get right.
yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, have you seen, totally like different train of thought,
Yeah.
but have you seen Wild Wild Country on Netflix?
No.
This shit's crazy. I watched it the other night. It's this documentary about this guy Osho. He's a guru, and this was, I think it took place in like the 70s. So it was still like kind of riding the coattails of like the hippie revolution. But he was this guy who, started this whole spiritual movement. And it used some types of Kundalini yoga, but there was this like really weird meditation they did. It was like expressive, or like human expressive, or maybe it was explosive. I don't remember the naming for it, but really interesting. They talked through it. Basically, what they would do is everybody goes into this room, and you just start talking to other people about your issues, right? But then after you talk about those issues, you just scream or cry, whatever it is you feel like you need to do. But then after that, you move around aggressively, just like, so it's like you talk about all your issues, and then you scream them all out, and then you move them all out to get rid of the physical tool, and then they would just sit in utter silence.
Jeez.
And that, right. So that was like their group prayer. Um, so a ton of this became popular in India, and he had this one little not resort, but it was like a sanctuary, basically a monastery in India. And a few Westerners started hearing about it, so they ended up coming to this monastery more and more and more.
Oh,
Um,
damn.
but then this Osho guy goes, "All right, well now it's time to go to America." So they buy this like massive plot of land in this small town, Antler, Oregon. And they started building all of these things. And the only people who live in this town are like old retired white people. So they were like, what's going on? Who are all of these orange robed hippies that are, moving into our retirement community? And basically it ends up being a cult, and they have all these issues with the town. Oh, they're not letting us all fuck each other in massive orgies. What's up with that? Yeah,
Jeez.
it got, dude, they waste no time. It was like 20 minutes into the doc, you're like, he doesn't seem like such a bad guy. But then he's giving a speech and he's like, we will reach enlightenment through exploring each other's bodies. And it's like, oh, sex cult. So like I don't want to give away the whole thing, but it basically goes through like how bought in all these people were. And this woman who became Osho's assistant, how she kind of like brainwashed him, or did she? And like how they started becoming violent, and like a really bad call, and then like the
Ooh,
warfare that broke out between the FBI and them. Like, yeah, real weird.
damn.
Very cool though. Definitely check it out. Wild Wild
Ooh,
Country.
that sounds so interesting, and like it
Yeah.
like, had so many plot twists.
Yeah. Yeah. The scary part for me was the beginning of it was so like, oh, I see what he's saying. That could work. I was like, well, I would definitely be one of those idiots that like bought into that, but then ended up fighting old people in Antler, Oregon, 9 months later.
True. That would be crazy, dude. That shit's. I definitely will check that out. Oh,
I think you'd enjoy it.
yeah.
It's like it's a well done doc too, and like the way that I don't know who the director was, but the filmmaking on it is like really well done. Like
Mm.
it sets up like the perfect vibe for it.
Oh, that's
All
dope.
right, I need to grab another. Gotta say, I love these India pale ales.
What have you been drinking?
It's this thing, Druthers, which is like a restaurant near me. They make this like I don't know, lowbrow IPA. It's
Hmm.
just it's just a pale ale, but it's like 6.5%. Um, yeah, I just got it at Stewart's. This is like convenience store
Right.
IPAs.
That's dope, dude.
Dude, it still feels illegal to buy alcohol.
Me too, bro. Yeah, I just picked some up today, and I was just like, she's like, okay, put your card in the scanner, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, bro, I know that's a real card, but like, I'm still shook a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't have my horizontal ID yet. I still
Mm.
have my under 21 license. So I've been every time I go to purchase it, I'm like, here's the license. And then I'm like, but if that doesn't work, I know it's expired. So I have this thing from the DMV, and they're like, we don't need that, man. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Like so worried about it.
You do, bro. I could so see you do that. That's so fucking funny, bro. Damn.
I feel like I'll have the confidence once I'm like 22. But even
Yeah.
right now, even right now, I'm like, oh, they know I'm barely 21 and they still gonna.
I think that too, bro. Honestly, there's been a couple of times where I just haven't even been ID'd. And
Really?
yeah, at home too. And I was just like, whoa, that was like such a big ego boost. I was like, all right, I'm old now.
Is
It's
that
like
at is that at Haji Marts or is that at like real liquor stores?
like an actual liquor store. They didn't card
Uh,
me. Yeah, I was like, what?
yeah.
That was kind of crazy, but honestly, it was probably just someone like young that was just like,
Yeah, but you walk out of there with your dick swinging if they don't ID you. I
yeah.
remember I remember either last year or the year before, it was like one time I went to we have this like really low brow liquor store near us, Summit Package Store.
Hmm.
Um, it's like right in the middle of the hood, but it's super close to our college.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Classic
I
Summit.
walked into I walked into Summit after buying my fake, and it was like they didn't carb me, and I was like, yeah, like I didn't realize that Summit was like, hey, we don't care, man.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on here. Just come in, buy your thing, and get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, felt like big dick swinging for a little.
I loved going there, bro. I loved like getting in that like fucking place and being like, all right, like slam my 30 on the fucking table. And I'm like a freshman and I'm like, all right, like
You know what I don't love about that place? $31 30 racks. That's fucked
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
That should be a crime.
Yeah.
You're telling me that weed isn't legal, but $30 30 racks are of Bud Light? Like what? It's stupid.
That is a force. That
Yeah.
is the problem. That's why I would always try and get somebody who was of age to go to an actual liquor store to get me alcohol, just so I
Yeah.
didn't have to like pay that like $15 upcharge, bro.
Yeah. Bro, do you remember even this year like how upset I was about like, oh, I'm being taxed for being underage. Like it's so fucking stupid.
It's
Like
so
alcohol is already so expensive and I feel bad buying alcohol because it's like, oh, I'm just gonna like consume it like that. Whereas weed lasts a while and it's
mm,
also so cheap. Like,
yeah,
but alcohol is like, oh, you want okay alcohol that doesn't make you feel like shit,
yeah,
you're gonna have to pay $40 for it.
yeah. At least,
Really?
at least, bro. It's so annoying, bro. I just got no money. I mean, straight up,
Yeah.
right now with this being in school,
Have you been doing Postmates? Did you get that to work or
dude. There's nothing out here.
dog? Are you doing the substitute teaching though?
I'm doing landscaping.
Right now?
I'm gonna do some fall cleanups. Yeah, I'm starting tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, it was this guy I was working for this summer, and he was like, "Yeah, we're doing fall cleanups." Like, and he was like offered to pay us 14 an hour under the table. So that's pretty
Oh,
sick. Yeah,
table. That's nice.
yeah. So I'm gonna do that just like as much as I can. But bro, school's going so late. I swear, everyone else is out of school but us.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's still not bad though. Like the workload is so manageable at home. It's like
Hmm.
it doesn't even feel like school.
That's true.
Dude, I kind of love it. Like
You do?
Yeah, because it gives me just enough stuff to still feel motivated and like productive during the day.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, if I want to fuck off for a day, I can. And
Right.
even if I don't, like, even if I stay driven all day, every day, then I have so much time to just do whatever the hell I want, like come
Right.
nighttime or even in the morning. Um,
That's true.
yeah, it's perfect. I mean,
Mm.
granted, I'm in a really easy major right now. Like, I don't know how business is treating you, but a lot of my teachers
Yeah.
have been very sparse with assignments.
Yeah, I've been pretty. My business courses are like, they're pretty legit, but like they're not hard, but they can be like time consuming, but
Yeah,
like they're not that big of a deal. Like I've been pretty much in the same zone, but like so much so that I've just been like doing my shit. Like my brain's got like two modes right now, and I'm like doing school for like 30 minutes a day.
yeah,
Just doing vacation for the rest of the day. Like I'm getting other shit done too. Like I'm not just like fucking off, but like I'm
yeah.
not in the school mindset at all right now. But
I feel
I'm
like,
working.
yeah, dude, going back to the environmentally influenced thing, I've been able to turn it on and off
Mm,
just by like, you know, oh, let me surround myself with school related things real quick. Like, let me do something I would do during the semester. But then I'm just like,
yeah.
it's perfect. Feels a
Yeah.
little weaponized. I feel like I'm cheating the system. But
Mm,
oh, dude, one thing that I've been getting back into, I've been writing a lot more for Dungeons and Dragons recently. I've been reading more, and like I didn't realize, like when I was in high school, I read so often, and
mm,
since I've been in college, I really haven't. And I didn't realize, like, you know, my sponge is soaking up so much less by not reading like just fiction.
yeah.
So like even reading like historical fiction, it's like, oh, I'm getting so much more just by reading like these eloquent writers. It helps to kind of like increase it increases my like vocabulary a little bit, just enough where it's like, okay, I'm more comfortable using this word, so now I can just type for a longer time.
Mm,
And I can say things that evoke some kind of emotion that I want, and I'll still understand it, like when I'm reading it back. Um,
right.
yeah, but like that's been so cool because I haven't written for it in so long. But my sister's been like, oh yeah, I wanna play like D&D sometime. So
Oh, that's dope.
yeah, I was like, okay, let's make a little like one shot campaign, like, you know, just a few sessions. Um, so yeah, like I didn't realize that, that was a part of myself that I was like totally like
Leaving
just
out.
yeah,
Yeah, that's dope, dude. I feel like I think even when people don't realize it, they have a lot of stuff like that in their life that they kind of just like, it's always there. And like, I think so often I think back on something that I used to like do more, and I'm just like, wow, like I really loved doing that. I can't believe I haven't like kept up doing that. Like for me, guitar is something like I'm so like hot and cold on it. And then like I'll pick it up and like I love playing it. But then like this semester I just felt like I just need to focus on other things. Like I don't have time for that right now, you know. Like I had it at school with me and I didn't
right.
really play much. And like, but like every time I pick it up, dude, I'm just like, oh my God, this is like, why did I ever stop doing this? And then I'm like obsessed, you know.
Yeah, what are those ones you have on the wall over there?
Like there are a couple of electric guitars that my neighbor gave me one, and they're nothing nice. They're beginner
Oh,
guitars, but my nice guitar is acoustic, and it's over there. But I like the acoustic a lot. I don't play with the electric as much, but they are fun though.
do you have like a good amp you can use?
I do have an old one that I use, so like sometimes I will do that and like just fuck around with, I don't know, like classic rock riffs and shit like that. But um I wish that I had like even like a better amp with like more options. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
You can get, dude, you can get pretty like affordable amps that have like a lot of different filters you can throw on them. And like guitar pedals are so cheap nowadays, like
Yeah.
$30 for one pedal.
Yeah.
I know that's not like the best way to do it. Like if you were being really economical, you would just get like a digital soundboard, but
Mm,
it's a pain in the ass to like hook that shit up to your computer and everything.
yeah, right.
And that's processing after the fact. So it's like unless you're recording, like,
Too much.
yeah, but for real, like, dude, I can't play guitar at all, but like one of my best friends is super, super into music, and
Mm,
he has some really nice equipment for like his guitar, and he has like a few electrics and a few acoustics.
mm,
Um, but like I can't, since like I don't know like chords, I don't know like music theory at all. So the
mm.
acoustics just vex me. But I like dicking around with the electric because you can be like, all right, I want it to be full like English metal, and it has that like weird reverb where it sounds kind of like distant, which is like the every time you hit anything. I like
Mm.
dicking around with that. That's fun.
That's dope. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
you. I feel you. Dude,
Have
that's
you? Oh, sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no. You go, you go, you go.
I was just gonna say, that same friend got a handheld didgeridoo.
Ooh, really?
So much fun.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
We got so high the other night, and I was just like banging on that thing. And you have to do that. You have to do like you have to like tighten the corner of your lips and go like, and it it makes like the droning sound that you need from the didgeridoo, and then you just like open up your mouth or shorten it, and that's what changes like the pitch of it. So it goes wow, wow.
Oh
But
shit.
it felt so primal when I was doing it that like
Yeah.
I just kept going and going and going. And the next day I was like, why do I have Kylie Jenner lips right now? Like they were so swollen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You were doing it for mad long.
Yeah, shit's fun. That's what makes me wish that I could play an instrument, but then it's also like, do I really have the time to like totally understand all this background knowledge of music theory that I've neglected for so long?
Well, dude, here's the thing. Like, I don't really know about that. I don't know much about that. And like, um, I learned to play guitar all on YouTube. So I
Really?
just like learned all the chords. Yeah, I didn't have like a I just YouTube was literally the only one who taught me anything. Like,
Yeah.
and I know like a bunch of chords and like the shit that I could play is just like I got to a certain point and then like after that I needed to know like you're saying like the music theory and shit, and that's like where I left off, you know what I mean? And I haven't
Right.
been like I played trumpet for like I played trumpet from 4th grade to 11th grade, and I still like just never fucking paid attention, you know, like that kind of thing. I was just like kind of a I was just kind of like always checked out in that class, but like
Right.
I still like they didn't teach a lot of music theory. They just taught like chords and stuff, which is important. Like it helps you get like a better understanding. But like music theory, like real music theory, is so fucking complicated.
Yeah.
It's so hard to understand. And like if I could learn that, if I could learn like, you know, like how learn all the scales, memorize all like that's that kind of classical form of like learning that
Yeah.
a lot of people quit instruments because of. You know what I mean? And then it's like
Yeah.
you need it though.
You could, well, yeah, it would definitely like it would definitely expand your range, but also like how worth it is that? Like this friend that I was talking about, he's classically trained. And he's all about the classical scene. Like he plays like guitar, piano, bassoon, um, he plays like two different saxophone variants. One of them's like a little one, and then one of them's a big boy.
Oh, and yeah, an
Um,
alto and a tenor maybe.
okay. Yeah, sure. So he's really into like the whole classical thing. But yeah, with the classical comes all of that like um music theory knowledge.
Mm.
And if I ask him like the wrong question, then he'll just go just go and go and go and go.
Yeah.
Um, then like, it's weird because he's giving you all these like textbook recitations of like shit he's learned. Then I have another friend who's like an audio engineer who is not classically trained, but knows a little bit of music theory. But he's way more into like, I guess, like the punk scene, or I don't know if it's really punk, but just like the weird musical like counterculture. And he talks about it in a way different way. He talks more about like, oh, you just feel it. Like, oh, listen, man, you're just gonna hear the notes and they're just gonna touch you in a way. Then you gotta act on it. Like, okay. Yeah.
That's out there.
But I mean, that's proof that neither one really matters because I mean, they've both been successful so far. So it's like you can learn that music theory literally anywhere. The same
Right.
way you taught yourself to do guitar on YouTube, you could probably teach yourself music theory on YouTube like really easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I know there's like so many channels devoted to that and that kind of thing. That's the best thing about YouTube. That's like that's a free like like I would say I'm a low intermediate guitar player. Like I've just become not beginner, right? But like I can
Yeah.
play like a bunch of chords like for free. All that was for free. I just
Yeah.
watched YouTube. But you gotta like the thing is you gotta be like you really have to want to do it. Like you know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's a kind of like weird thing that's like if you're not like 100% like loving it, then it's you're not gonna do it because it's like like mom and dad aren't making you go to a lesson.
Right.
That's like a pro of a traditional thing is you can like force it, but
Yeah.
usually then like I feel like kids are just like, all right, fuck off. I don't wanna do this.
Well, I mean, a weird thing happens with music where like people who do get into it get really into it.
Yeah, like that's all they know.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Becomes this all-encompassing thing where it's like that's all I can think about and talk about.
yeah. I got a buddy like that.
Yeah, it's like it's so. I mean, and I feel bad interacting with those people because it's like, oh, what can I really contribute? But like, they're just so passionate about it that they're like, oh, I just want to talk about it. And I'm excited that somebody's listening. It's like, all right, I'll be that ear for you, bro. Like, I don't mind.
Just don't expect too many questions.
Yeah, exactly. Or I've been doing like the first grader questions where it's like, so what does that do to the sound generally? And it's like they don't care because it's like they're like, oh well, actually it does. They just get talking to more.
They're eating that shit up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, dude, get more into guitar, but don't get so into guitar that our podcast becomes entirely music.
Yeah, true. We'll conclude on that whole guitar
Yeah.
by just saying, all right, I'll get into it again, but we won't get lost in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I wish I could do, like singing.
Me too. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That would be such a beautiful skill.
Oh, it's almost like I feel like that might be the most like superhuman trait. Singing. Don't you think like
Yeah.
out of the list of like freaky athleticism, like freaky good looks, or like a freaky good voice, like
Honestly, man, you know who Louis Capaldi is?
I don't think so.
You know that song "Before You Go"?
Yes.
Yeah, he sings that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've seen pictures of him, but fucking ugly, and like it doesn't matter because he's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, right.
Whereas like athleticism is that thing where it's like, well, you break down over time. Like, yeah, your voice breaks down, but like, look at Robert Plant.
Yeah, these guys are singing until they're 80, bro.
Yeah. It changes a little bit, but I mean, if you have that musicality, it's like with singing too, it's like you don't have to learn how to manipulate something else. Was that a sneeze?
Yeah,
bless you.
Thank you.
They with singing, it's like it's just coming from inside. So they can just go. It's like, oh, I have this idea. Let's see what this feels like. Like, dude, You were talking about that girl that had that you were friends with that has perfect pitch.
Yeah, Taylor.
Imagine having perfect pitch and an amazing singing voice.
Yeah,
You'd be fucking unstoppable.
yeah, yeah.
No karaoke bar in the country is safe. You just murder it every time.
Dude, you can make it to the top with that.
Dog, also, imagine if you had perfect pitch and a beautiful singing voice, and out of nowhere, like you don't really flaunt it, but then you just like serenade your girl with it.
Right.
Like you'd
Right.
feel like the man.
You would feel like, yeah, that's gotta be
Yeah.
that's gotta be like, I wonder if singing is like, I'm trying to think back to like, that has to have always had been there, like in some way.
What do you mean?
Like way, way, way back. Like when like we were first like evolving into humans, like singing. You think that's like how do
Oh,
you think singing started as like a
definitely.
attractive, like masculine or feminine trait?
I think I think nowadays it's a little bit more feminine.
Yeah,
Um, but I definitely think back in the day it used to be masculine.
yeah,
If
yeah.
we look at like the way that old oral histories were recorded, it was like everybody just had to memorize it. So
Right,
like even going back to like Grecian times, think about like the Iliad or the Odyssey. Those were poems that were just recited over and over and over again. And there is a certain cadence to it. Like uh,
right.
we had to read the Iliad in
Yeah,
sixth grade for English lit, and like there was a certain rhythm to it, and you could tell that people could have sang it, um, but like you know. Humans are intrinsically curious. If you have nothing to do but farm and hang around, people are of course singing. Like
right, right.
you know, on ships in like, military companies, just around the campfire. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I think that musicality is as old as humans. Um,
possibly.
I mean, going back to what we were saying, how much music impacts us as people,
Yeah,
that's almost something we've evolved with. That is an intrinsically human thing.
yeah.
Yo, do you think like aliens have music?
Ooh, I don't know. They must, right?
Do they? Like what if
Yeah.
do okay, so I watched this thing. I don't know if you've checked it out yet. It's called Alien Worlds on Netflix. So fucking cool.
Okay.
So cool.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, dude, get so faded and listen to it.
Okay.
It's like it explores all these theoretical like worlds where there's different like atmospheric like compositions and different kind like forms of life. Um, but who's to say they need vocal cords, right? Like we have the senses we have purely by chance.
Right.
Um, how much other data is there out there that could be used through different kinds of like sensors? Do they really need voice? Um, what if they communicate through hormones or smells, whatever? Um, or what if they have voice, but that voice is just a subsect of their language? Like for humans, we are primarily audiovisual. So, but like, I mean, there's so many other organisms on this planet that are not audiovisual.
Mm.
Uh, like dogs are primarily smell. So it's like, what would happen if we came um, into contact with a really advanced civilization that was
Ooh,
all like smell related? Like that was their primary sense. They weren't audiovisual. They
yeah.
probably wouldn't give a fuck about how people look or like the music, but like something like a candle might be a song for them. It impacts
Mm.
them really deeply. Um,
Oh God, that'd be sick.
right?
That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But like music's one of those things that's just like intrinsic to humans because of the way that we perceive the world.
Right. Yeah. It has to be. It has to be that old. It has to be that like influential because Yeah, there's just certain music that you hear and you're like you're saying, like perfect pitch, or just like Adele. I mean, like think about
Yeah,
like just take Adele. Like that's the most amazing like shit ever. Like I, you just hear that and you're like, oh my god, like I've never heard anyone sing like this ever. Like and
bro.
that is so that's like such a like so hypnotizing. Like
Yeah,
going back to, like, wishing that I could sing like you're saying, like singing to your girl or whatever, like anything like that, dude, singing at like a party or like around a campfire, anything like that. If you're really good and everyone's like, oh my god, that shit is so sick.
yeah. If you just belt, then everybody goes whoa, and they have no
Mm,
choice but to go whoa. Like the other interesting thing is like, yeah, while we're not all born with perfect pitch, everybody can make their voice better.
yeah, yeah.
Like everybody can sing a little bit better. Granted, some people just have like an aesthetic voice where you're like, oh, all right, that just sounds good. Um,
Hmm.
but like everybody, I don't feel like singing is totally something where it's like, oh, it's only relegated to the small group of people. Like
Mm,
everybody can work on it. It's just some people are more talented than others.
right.
Same way like athletics, like some people are just
Exactly.
a little more talented than others.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, I mean, another thing, how fucking cool would it be to have that beautiful voice so you could sing like old ass sea shanties or like even military songs. Those are
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like rouse the
Yeah.
boys. Like,
So dope, dude.
yeah.
That's such a like, oh my god, that shit is infinitely impressive.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hale, you gotta check this out. I'm gonna send this shit to you right now.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of High Long?
Hylon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe.
Okay, dude, this is fucking nuts. Um, so they do it's like a metal band, but not really. They have this very, very like primal sound. It takes inspiration from like ancient Norse like tribes and like Britannia and stuff, like north of Rome during that time. Like it just sounds barbarian and
Mm.
primal and pagan to its core.
Yeah.
It is fucking crazy.
Is it really good?
Well, I mean, it doesn't make you go, "Oh yeah, I could play this in the car." But it's like if you're tripping on shrooms and you listen to this, you're like
Okay, okay, yeah, dude, send that
it
to me.
it's nuts. Here, I think it's this one. You might have to hunt around a little bit on their YouTube page, but I'm gonna send it to you. We're gonna throw a link in the description for this too. So if anybody wants to check it out, look down there. But it's transcendent as fuck.
Yeah.
Uh, Oh, I might have just sent this in the wrong chat. Yeah, I sent it in the wrong chat. Whatever. It'll come up in your messages.
Word, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
shit. Okay, that's a
yeah.
crazy ass picture. Bet
When's
I'll
the
check
last
that
time you
out.
did that chat though? Holy shit.
Them
Um,
dudes.
yeah, them dudes. It's
Dude,
cool. All the people in the band dress up in like antlers and like animal skins. And then they're beating these war drums. And the main singer is just screaming like this ancient Icelandic language. And you're just like, I can't decipher it, but I feel it.
mm,
How amazing would that be to like, you go back to like 811 AD and you have some guy who's just boom, 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 and you hear like the horn just like, oh, that would get you so hyped up.
yeah,
Can't you feel it?
dude, because I'm feeling boom, boom, like my heart beating, dude. I'm walking one step down in front of the
Yeah,
other on the long grassy hillside as the other country or whatever team is just like marching towards, and you can hear all the battle noises happening, the shink of the armor. Oh, it's a symphony in my head right now, man.
Yo, did you ever play Rise, Son of Rome?
Mm-mm.
Okay, this game came out like uh, when the Xbox One first came out,
This sounds really
and
familiar.
I remember playing. It got so much advertising because it was one of like the flagship games the Xbox One shipped with. But yeah, I remember playing that, and I was just like, whoa. Like you played this Roman legionary who like you feuded with like the tribes of Britannia who were just barbarians at the time, and there was like this one like section in the game where they were doing that like oh fuck. I just threw up in my mouth. Swallowed it like a warrior though. You're feuding with the tribes of Britannia, and they're beating their war drums, and they're doing their horns, and there's this dude screaming some kind of early Celtic language. I just remember playing that like 14 years old. I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah,
That's sick.
so cool though. Yeah. Don't you almost long for that kind of like primal like
Oh
you
yeah.
know yeah.
Especially as a kid. Well, dude, that's definitely what rugby does for us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, big.
rugby gets me there.
So yeah, dude. You get into a new dimension with rugby, bro. Like when you go into that mindset, bro, it's crazy. It's so good for you.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's good for anyone, honestly. Like it's so fucking like to get that like primal like out of you, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like completely like it seems like almost a lawless game and like it doesn't matter how
Yeah.
big you are, it doesn't matter like anything. It's just like real pure competition with like no fucking pussyfooting around, no pads, no fucking bullshit. Like you just
Yeah.
get hit and like that's it. It's such a sick
Bro,
sport.
the biggest it's a sport of sheer will.
Yeah,
It's like, do you want it more than the other guy? You
yeah,
have it then.
that's
That's it.
it. That's
And
so true.
it's it's pure as fuck because of that.
It is. It
Like,
is. There's no
bro, I miss
bullshit.
this so much.
I know.
Yeah. But also like when we finally get it back, we need to savor it and we need to go stupid with it.
We
Because
do.
like, we never even got initiated. We didn't have to do our initiation,
I
which
know.
I'm low-key glad for.
Me
Um
too.
yeah, but it also means we need to do some fuck shit to like the next generation. Like we are at this weird intersection, this weird crossroads right now where it's like the rugby club right now at school could easily die with us.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And
I was feeling that too, dude. 100%.
yeah, there's a very good chance that like it could just dissipate. It like if we don't go hard when we do get access back to it post COVID,
Yeah.
it could never exist again. Or
Yeah.
somebody else could discover it again. Um, but it's like I feel like we need to recreate like our legend for it. You know what I mean?
No, dude. I feel that too. It's such a weird spot to be because it's like everything just went weird and I don't know what kind of commitment we're gonna have from the kids that played before. Like feels like it's been years since we've been on the field, you know?
Yeah,
And
I
so
feel
it's like we're gonna have to see like what happens because we're gonna have to recruit, like freshmen. And if it doesn't go until next year, then like that's two classes that we don't really know.
right.
It's gonna
Well,
be tough.
it's gonna be. I mean, we're just taking in sophomores and freshmen as compatriots, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find some sickos.
Yeah.
I mean, our problem last semester, we got too many kids who cared too much about their body.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, I want to find some people who are mentally afflicted. I want to find some people who are a little bit of hardos and have some toxic masculinity issues.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. That's what we
that's
need.
really it's the best combo.
Dude, some of our biggest guys had no toxic masculinity issues. Like,
That's not true.
don't you think it would have been way better if Z was like a pissed off guy? Like, he was so nice.
I
But
know. No, I can agree with that. I can get on board.
Nate,
Yeah.
he was so nice. Like, wouldn't it have been better if like we ran 21 Savage and he just actually ran through everyone instead of like getting tackled in the first time? Like, bro, if he just had he's too nice.
Yeah, facts. That's why you need people who are deeply, deeply uncomfortable with themselves.
Hmm.
If you do that, then they're just gonna be like, like I gotta take this all out on the field. Like
It does
I
kind of
felt,
pull people like that, this sport.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I noticed like trying to like understand myself more. I was like, do I really even like rugby anymore? And it's like, wait a second, like rediscover yourself. Like, yeah.
That's funny as fuck. Yeah.
we
I
so we
was,
gotta we gotta get more dysfunctional people, but we also need to be bigger goons.
yeah, we do. I know it's so hard to be a goon in the COVID.
With COVID, it is, yeah. But I mean,
Mm,
like, this is also training time.
true.
Increase your alcohol tolerance. Increase how much weed you can smoke. Try coke, maybe. You know what I mean?
No coke.
Don't actually try coke, but
No coke, but I feel you. Yeah, I just went on my tea break actually.
you're wait. You're really gonna be the captain of the rugby team and not do coke? I'm disappointed. I'm pissed off, and honestly, I'm thinking of leaving.
Dude, honestly,
Yeah.
I can see why you're concerned.
Yo.
Like, what kind of rugby captain doesn't do
You
coke?
coke. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess me.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We're trying to create a new era of rugby. It's a gentleman's sport. Like, but that's also just like we got introduced to the cult of Springfield rugby because we were like, oh, they're sickos. Like we
Yeah.
have to adopt that mindset. And I'll tell you what, it made me a better person because it made me a little sick.
Yeah. Yeah, especially being around sick people like Matt Fab.
Yeah, dude. Fab,
Luke.
Captain Kyle, like,
Kyle was so sick in the head, bro.
yeah, dude. Even Dave, we didn't see much of him, but it was just like, what are you?
Dave was sick. Dave was who I was thinking about. That's how I wish Z would have run the ball. Like Dave. Imagine if Z with his weight ran the ball like Dave. Dave weighs 100 fucking pounds. He's 6'2" and he's
Yeah.
6'2" and he's a $150. I swear to God. No, he's probably 6'4".
Yo, how mad does that make you? You're 6'4", you're not gonna lift weights? You're not gonna go on creatine? Are you fucking kidding me?
But Nate, nobody ran the ball through people like he did.
I know. It makes me so mad.
It was crazy. People like that, bro, they surprise you.
He just like also, it's like, how can you smoke weed all the time and be that aggressive?
And be a PA.
Yeah, facts. He's like a good PA too.
He's mad smart, dude.
Yeah.
Mad high all the time. Crazy people that you meet doing this kind of shit.
Yeah. Dude, you're making me so sentimental right now.
I know.
Oh, dude, I miss it so much. That's
P.
fucked up.
Yeah. Lots of these guys, bro.
This spring it's not gonna happen, but next fall.
Yeah, next fall, hopefully.
I'm just gonna train like a man possessed. Yo, this spring we gotta do some optional practices. No, well, yeah, optional because we don't want
We should.
I'm really thinking like if we just this is gonna be boring for a lot of people. Anybody who doesn't fuck with rugby is tuning out right now. But like,
we've been talking about it for a minute.
yeah. We'll leave it in a sec, but I really do feel like we gotta do something. We gotta do something like just training.
think.
Not even skills, just conditioning.
Yeah.
I don't love the thought of that, but it has to happen. Because
I know.
if our conditioning was ill, imagine what we would do to teams.
We wouldn't lose.
Yeah, dude. When I know for a fact when I'm well conditioned, no one's gonna fucking stop me.
Yeah, it's
When
so
I'm well
well
conditioned and in
conditioned.
shape, we're killing.
Yeah, we're
Bro,
disgusting.
yeah, I've seen you, I've seen Kyle, I've seen Dan, I've seen everybody. Like, especially, dude, Dan when he's in shape is fucked.
He's such a sicko, dude.
Gross.
He's
Like,
so athletic in the weirdest way.
One of my suite mates, shout out Dan. He's freaky athletic.
He just
So
gets everything super fast.
yeah, and a little bit of a psychopath. So on the rugby team, he just has zero regard for anybody.
Yeah.
So he just runs people over. Yeah. Feeling glorious, glorious.
Get a chance to stop. Dude, we always rock that song out when we're partying.
Do you really?
Do you ever notice that? My house always plays that. They love that's like a pre-camp song. Well, it's not a pre-camp song, but it's a song we listen to at pre-camp.
Normally, I'm too fucked up to recognize or remember the songs. I'm just moving.
That song is gas. I'm just moving.
Yeah.
Dude, Nate.
What?
I just want to apologize to you and everyone else for earlier on this podcast because I was so fucking high.
I've been there. Dude.
Nate, to be honest, the first like 30 minutes, I was tweaking. I was tweaking.
Like how bad?
I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe this. Oh my God. I'm so like that's all I could think about. I was going on these tunnels, bro. Like if it ever felt like I wasn't listening, I wasn't. And like I'm sorry. But I was trying, but I did get like a good amount of it, but like some parts I was like gone.
Bro, don't even feel bad because I know I've been there.
It's
I can totally empathize with where you are. You're good. Like
I feel like I just got back. Like, welcome back.
yeah. I did feel like I was talking a lot. Hopefully that wasn't annoying.
No,
but
you're saving me, bro. You were talking a lot because I had nothing to say.
I was like, a hill's too high right now.
I'm sorry about that. That's why I apologize. I knew that you knew.
Don't feel bad. That's why this works. I know where you are. Like you know when I'm too high, it works out.
Yeah, you put the weight on, bro. You put the weight of the team on your back for a second there.
Brother, we've had a few where we're both too high, and those are tough because we're just like, yeah.
Every time we smoke.
Yeah.
Before.
Honestly, if you don't smoke to get too high, what are you even doing?
I totally agree. It's such a bummer when you don't.
Yeah. Because then it's like a few times I've tried to just get high for like high's sake, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna smoke a little bit, I'm gonna feel a little good, and then I'm like, I wish I was higher.
Mm-hmm. It's real.
Yeah, and it builds up your tolerance.
It's also like, why even waste that time if you're not gonna do it? Like, do it all the way. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude, my sister said some shit the other day. She was like, you know, I don't like to consider myself a stoner, but I'm definitely somebody who smokes weed. And I was like, what? And she was like, well, a stoner is somebody who like smokes every day. And I'm like, well, you do smoke every day. And she was like, well, I mean multiple times a day. She's like, stoner just has a negative connotation, which I can agree on, but
that's funny.
Yeah, I feel like definitely saying, "Oh, I smoke weed" is different from saying I'm a stoner.
Yeah, and especially for a girl too. Like I feel like girls are more judged for smoking weed by other girls.
That's pretty misogynistic of you, bro. No, I'm kidding.
I know. Don't you think?
Yeah, A little bit,
Girls are
but
like, I feel like girls are a lot more judgy about other girls smoking, at least my friends.
some girls just like to tweak, but like definitely the people that my sister surrounds herself with are not like that.
Mm.
But it's also definitely like the crew because I know a few of the girls who I used to be friends with at college are like, we would smoke and they'd be like, "Are you high right now?" Like, yeah. You're like, "Why are you high right now?" Like, shut the fuck up. I don't know. I don't like people like that.
I feel you. I feel you, dude. Yeah. What you snacking on those almonds still?
Oh yeah, I got a good amount left.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah,
So sick.
I was thinking hard about a snack, but I didn't end up getting one.
You need like Cheez-Its or something.
Yeah, maybe after I'll get some.
Dude, I'm in a problem scenario right now.
You're a what problem scenario?
Yeah, I can tell. I'm like, I've only had two, but I'm already feeling like a little bit drunk. And I'm like, I know if I drink all four, I'm gonna be in a bad place, but I want to so bad. It's dangerous.
Dude, you're actually cracking me up, bro. Like you've been like you've been like um you've been cracking me up a few times on this podcast. Like I feel like the booze is in you like in the right way right now, you know what I mean?
It's the IPAs. The IPAs are just doing. They always do a good job.
They get right down to business, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, I miss smoking with you so bad.
I
Like,
know. It sucks not being at school, bro.
yeah, yeah. Like, dude, for real, like, I feel like we toe the balance of being serious, but also just goofing around.
Yes.
And it's like at home, it's one or the other. And it's like,
Mm,
oh,
that sucks. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Dude,
That's
another thing, like I was driving around earlier today doing my DoorDashes, getting like, you know, getting my work in, and I was like, oh, like I miss the fuck out of Adam. Like,
mm,
dude, he was my smoking buddy all semester. Like,
no, he's a great kid.
yeah, yeah. Dude, I miss him so much.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta text him. I was like, oh, I should just text him, and then I didn't because like,
Mm.
whatever problem I have. But yeah, it's like uh, there's so much shitty parts of school, but I miss the people every time.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I was thinking about the guys, like you and the guys, like earlier today, because I was like, fuck, man, if I was just at school, like I would have had this project already done like a week ago, and like I'm home, so like I don't, and it's due tomorrow, and like that's just like the worst feeling. I was like, fuck, I wish I could just like be back at school, like exactly like you're saying, like toeing the line, like being
Yeah,
serious, but then being goofy, and like you don't have to worry about like one or the other. Oh my God, dude. I
yeah.
was thinking like, fuck, I wish we could just be back there, like smoking with the boys. But like I'm happy to be like it's been really nice being home, but just like while we're in school, it's like fuck, I wish I could be at school to do my school.
Yeah. Dude, well, it's like two sides, right? Because like I love being home because I mean the friends I have here, like I'm so comfortable with, and
Yeah,
like it's like they're like my brothers, but
yeah.
also sometimes I don't want to talk about um, you know, possible physics concepts that we could arrive to in the next 12 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, well, let's just like hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, bro. I can definitely see that. Sometimes you just gotta hang out.
Yeah. It's like we don't have to say anything. We can just listen to music. And they're like,
Right.
well, we want to talk about this. We really need to have some kind of discourse on this. I'm like, okay. You know what I've been doing a lot of? Have you ever played Smash Ultimate?
Oh yeah, dude, I have. You've been playing that?
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
that's a
A
really
ton of
fucking
it.
hard game to be good at.
Dude, I'm nasty with Bowser. I know one
Really?
character, it's Bowser.
Really?
Nice. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anybody who really knows the game would clown me. But for people who like are intermediately okay at it,
You could fuck them up.
fuck them up.
Dude, that game's so interesting because people fucking fiend that game. Like the people that are the best at that, I feel like everyone's got one friend that they're like, no, my friend could be your friend.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what I mean? Like I have like my brothers, like one of my brother's friends is like dirty at Smash. And then I said that one time, and someone else was like, "Well, my friend could beat your friend in Smash." Like, just that was exactly what they said, bro. But I feel like it's that competitive, you know. Like, if someone's really good, like,
Yeah,
there's those tournaments.
bro, but I think it's because like there's so much depth to the game.
Yeah.
Like there's such a huge skill gap.
That game was so well made.
Yeah. Nintendo murdered that. I've been dead ass. I've been thinking about getting like a Switch just so that I can get better at Smash.
You should, dude. Nate, did you see the new thing Nintendo's putting out?
What new thing?
It's like a fucking 3D projector. You like sit in the Mario Kart track.
Wait.
I don't know. I'll let me screen share, bro, and I'll fucking
Yeah.
You screen share because you're hosting and look up new Mario Kart. Here, I'll tell you what to look up.
Okay. All right. Here.
Or not new Mario.
Screen share this
Yeah.
up. All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I couldn't type. Oh no, I meant Nintendo. My fault. New Nintendo console, I think. $2021 maybe. Scroll down. Nintendo release. No, that's not it.
What? On January 29th, 2021, Nintendo officially announced. Wait. What kind of into the future bullshit is this?
Yeah, wait, it's January 29th, 2021.
What? Nintendo
that?
Surge?
Click it.
What? This is like deep internet right now.
Yeah, we gotta get out of this.
Oh my God. Go back.
Go down.
Nintendo Switch 2?
I don't know, maybe.
Pro?
My buddy Ryan was saying they came out with this crazy ass fucking thing, but I don't know what it was.
Yeah. So what do you mean? Are you sure you're not talking about the augmented reality Mario Kart they put out, where it's like you can put something on the ground and it's a remote control Mario Kart, and it makes your like living space the Mario Kart track?
Maybe that's what he was talking about. Yeah, I thought it was like a new console.
I know they're doing that thing with Mario Kart. I haven't heard anything about a new console, but
Okay.
yeah,
that's probably what it was then.
Yeah, that shit looks crazy. I don't know what the cost on that is, but that's pretty cool. Like,
yeah, that's insane.
One, it's like real RC cars, and also it's like you can put anything into a Mario course.
Yeah, no, that would be super sick. I think that's where we're going with these games, bro. All these video games are just gonna get fucking doper and doper, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yo, hell, have you tried out any VR?
No, the only VR I've ever had on is like a pair of goggles that I put my iPhone in. It was super shitty. Like the iPhone like sits in the front, and then it has like, yeah, it wasn't anything good. Yeah.
You have to try out an Oculus Rift,
Yeah.
or like who makes the Vive?
I don't know.
Okay, somebody makes the Vive. That's really cool. I mean, both of them. I've tried out Oculus's. There's this one game. This shit's so nuts. It's called Gorn, and you're like this barbarian
Hmm.
in an arena, and you can choose all these weapons. And there's all these there's these barbarians coming at you, and like you can parry it. Like they attack you, and you
Wait,
parry
really?
it, throw it to your offhand, catch it,
Really?
stab them, and then you're like, oh yeah, and then they die, and you fucking pick up their body and rip their head off. Like it's insane.
Jesus Christ.
I love it. I love it. It's so cool. It's so sick.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm telling you, VR is such an experience.
I
Like
gotta do that. How'd you do that?
my friend Noah, he's like super into like computers and like all new tech stuff. um so he got an Oculus like second generation, and he just had it set up in his kitchen. So he was like, boys, come over for like a VR day. We're like that, and we just
That's so sick.
yeah. It's so dope.
That's dope as fuck.
What's crazy about it, I played this other game where you're like, this one was mostly just showing off the VR. You're on like a skyscraper, and there's a small board going out of the
Oh,
top of the skyscraper, and you step over it and you look down and you see all this space, and you're like wobbling. You
whoa.
step off of it. I was convinced I was falling. I was scared
Really?
to death. It hijacks your like sensory systems.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it totally fools your body. You don't
Dude,
realize how rudimentary your senses are until you go into VR. It
how
fucks you.
addicting do you think that is, bro?
I was it's not something I can do every day. 'Cause it's a lot. You feel it when you come out of it. You're like, okay, I'm a little spent right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, it's like it's not like just playing COD on like your Xbox where you can just keep going and going and going. Um, this is more like it felt like tripping for video games.
Damn.
Yeah, really profound. But yeah, it's so cool.
That's
Like
dope.
once VR becomes like a very affordable option for people, I think there's only going to be VR games. They just
Yeah.
need to make more powerful processors.
Mm.
Because a big thing right now is like computing power. So people who have good VR rigs have like a crazy expensive PC that's VR enabled that was
Oh,
specifically built for it. Uh,
interesting. To run the VR.
yeah, just because like it takes so much power.
That
You have
makes
to have an
sense.
insanely good processor, really good RAM, um, and if you don't, like, it's not gonna be the same because
Mm.
you need that fluidity in VR to be
Yeah.
fully immersed.
Make it feel real. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, that spawned all kinds of like scary conversations, like you know
Yeah.
what would happen if we got to some kind of like, did you ever see that movie Ready Player One?
No, my parents talked me all about it though. They read the book and then watched it. I've heard really good things.
Well, yeah, it's like that kind of thing where what if one day it's like we just realize the life we've been living is so fucked up and so backwards that it's just easier to retreat into a VR game world.
Yeah.
Like, how many people would take that? I think a very significant amount of people, because you can basically make that world whatever you want it to be. Like, for those kind of people like me who are into like Dungeons and Dragons and medieval worlds. Like, we're gonna go, oh yeah, there's this World of Warcraft type world. We're gonna hop into that. We're just gonna live in it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Um, but then somebody who's more into like a retro futurist kind of thing, maybe they want some kind of like Destiny thing. Um, yeah, I mean, there's limitless possibilities, but I was talking with one of my friends, Mark, about like what what would that look like?
Mm.
And like, what if they created this thing one day where it's like you can almost upload your consciousness, so the poor people live within the simulation, and it's like you're actually living in that space, right? You're living in the VR game, and you become a very detailed NPC that players can go to for quests and stuff. And these players are rich people who just go in to play the video game. And that video game company just says, all right, we're going to keep you in this pod, and we're going to feed you, hook you up to an IV tube, and you just exist within our game, and that's it. You go, okay, it's better than my real life.
Ooh, that's so dark.
Isn't it?
Damn.
Yeah. That's some Brave New World type shit.
Yeah, that's the end, bro.
But it makes sense. I mean, that could happen. Like,
yeah.
VR gets it advanced enough, because how many people want to escape this,
right,
turmoil full, like, shitty mortal experience? You can live forever within this game, and you're not going to have the powers and abilities that the main characters, who are rich people just playing for fun, are going to have.
right.
It's like it's a real lived experience for you. Like,
True. Damn, that's so crazy.
yeah.
Super disturbing to think about.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, just think about now. How many people do not want to interface with reality?
Yeah.
Want to just exist within video games or their fake persona on the internet. Like, I was watching this other documentary. Well, it's like a docu-series, I guess. Did you ever watch Don't Fuck with Cats?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, Body Moving and John Green.
Yeah. Body Moving was a fucking FBI agent, bro, on the scene.
Yeah, but like that fake internet profile, they have totally created this character for themselves.
Yeah,
And
true.
like, if you have this character, like, I mean, these older people who obviously did not fit into whatever the cultural norm was of the time.
I was gonna say, you can tell they're a little off.
Yeah, exactly. They want to be something else. So once you offer that to people in a more holistic way, of like, well, come be this NPC in a video game, it's not actually you. So many people are going to take that option.
Yeah.
But then, you're in the minority existing outside of that, because there are so many people who are so broken and fucked up and aren't aware of it. They just go, I only want to escape this and not feel it. Yeah, dude, it's gonna get real weird. I don't think that we are heading toward a utopian or even like positive future. I think future and like new technological advancements are only gonna bring like ruin. Like, I think it's gonna.
Think so? No. I don't know. I think we could figure it out.
I think we can figure it out, but the same way that right now we have all the economic tools to totally fix our economy and improve like the quality of life for everybody around us, we're not doing it because it's more lucrative to do the wrong thing. And these video game companies are going to take the lucrative option because we live in a capitalist fetishizing country.
Yeah.
Now, if we didn't have that, then maybe this wouldn't be our future. But no lie, I think Black Mirror is less of a thought experiment and more of a meditation on the future of us. Like, I mean, all of those things, they can easily happen so easily. Like,
I think that's why people like watching Black Mirror so much, dude. Like, cause I think that part of them knows like that could happen for sure.
yeah,
Like every one of those, dude. And some of those are super fucked up.
it feels so real.
Yeah, they do a really good job shooting those.
They murder it.
Yeah.
Yo, did you watch the new season? Well, new. It came out in like March, but you watched the season Did you watch the one where they have the VR video game one where the two dudes go in and they fuck each other?
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
It's nuts. They're like,
That
oh,
that one is mind blowing. I kind of couldn't stop watching.
yeah, it makes so much sense.
Yeah,
The sexual tension there is ridiculous.
yeah,
Like the fact that it was like it carried nostalgia, like it was such a thought experiment on like how humans work.
yeah,
Like in a void, there is no such thing as structured sexuality.
yeah,
We only have structured sexuality because of broader social systems. Like they honestly, I mean, I think that was a point of that like episode. They didn't give a fuck about it inside, but they felt guilty because when they went outside of that world, there was this structured social system that shit on homophobic relationships,
yeah.
and also the fact they were like one of them was married. But
Well, yeah, but it was just like in the game, and it's like, fuck. It's so weird that that was like the way that they made you like they definitely made you think about that too because um just like you're saying, the nostalgia and like the emotional connection that they have with like from their past.
yeah,
And like back in the day, it'd be so easy to be like, oh yeah, like I was obsessed with like this, like character, like animated character or whatever, like that kind of thing. Like, and then later on, I don't know how they did it like that. I don't know who like had the idea to be like, well, let's have these two dudes fucking based off of like all this, like not because they're gay, but like because they like have all this like other shit like tied
yeah.
into it. You know what I mean?
That oh, dude, you just connected the dots on that. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's so much more what it is. It's not a homosexual thing. It's literally just we have so much emotion tied up in this game. That, oh,
And in each other because they've been best friends forever.
yeah.
So they
Well,
they really loved each other, but that's like not expressed in the real world, like between a
yeah,
guy and a guy, like as best friends. Like it's not
yeah,
expressed like that, or sometimes at all.
right.
Like with
And it's
words, at
weird.
least.
It got complicated only because one of them would always play the female character. It's
Right.
like how many times when you were younger, like I might be alone in this, but no, you know what? I'm not going to say that because I know there's other freaks out on the internet who totally agree with me on this. How many times did you play a video game or watch like a TV show and you were like, "Oh, that character's hot." It
Oh
just
yeah.
happened. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
For sure.
So it's like, oh, you know, you like thought this when you were younger, and now there's like a VR thing of it, and you're like, oh, I really want to like do this, and then there's all this, yeah, all these weird emotions around it, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's fucked up.
It is. You start going down that rabbit hole, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, brain works in
Jeez.
the weirdest ways.
How dark is that?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's dark because I'm like against homosexual relationships. It's not that. It's like the fact that it's hijacking how your brain works
Right.
by utilizing nostalgia and quick reward systems. Like that is almost proof that we could live in a totally VR world and it wouldn't take it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Dude, so many people talk about the simulation theory
Yeah.
with like our world. Um, if we create our own simulation that we could live within, how is it any different?
Yeah.
Like,
We could already been in one.
right. Is
Yeah.
another matrix any different from our matrix that we've lived in?
Right.
No. The only difference would be that we know we made it. It's just an awareness thing.
You just fall forward and forward and forward and forward into the same reality.
That's uh I can't think about this shit too much because it just fucks me up. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, I really hated hearing about that theory. The first time someone told me about that, I was bummed for like a week. I'm not kidding. I was like,
Yeah.
no, it can't be.
Yeah.
I was like, you're making me upset.
Well, we put so much stake into what we are during this life.
Mm,
Um, and I think a big part of that is the fact that like our ego is really our avatar. Um, Like
Ooh,
in this life,
yeah,
this is my avatar. And it's like, it's cute that my avatar can like work out and drive a car
yeah.
and make food. Like that's
It's
dope.
fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's other things my avatar can't do because it just hasn't put enough skills and like enough skill points into those trees yet.
Right. Right.
Um, but there's also a weird uncomfortability that happens when you separate yourself, player and avatar, where you start to feel ungrounded. Um, and yeah, dude, life is this weird thing where I feel like we rubber band between all of these different ways of thinking that offer us momentary comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe the most noble thing is to fully dissolve the ego. Or maybe the most noble thing is to fully try to exist within the system that we're in because there's no escaping it. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
But I feel like I go back and forth on that very often.
Yeah. I definitely see what you're saying there. Yeah. That kind of brings me back to what we were talking about last week with the cage.
Yeah.
Just like sitting in that cage, wondering, all right, like I'm either gonna be here, I'm gonna be out there, and like out there is probably like without your ego and you feel like maybe a part of you is missing, like you said, like that, like your ego is kind of like your spirit animal or whatever, like your
Right.
caricature in this life, like and like every time like you like go into another like simulation or whatever, like another cycle, whether it be like a new simulation or like a cycle within that same simulation, like
Yeah. Another level.
you're like you get like you have to be regrounded with your ego and then like start again, you know what I mean? It's almost like turning the page of a book.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so upset right now.
What happened?
I'm eating these chocolate covered almonds. Check this shit out. Can you see this?
No. Oh yeah, what is that?
Chocolate from the almonds. I'm so mad.
It will come out, bro.
What if it doesn't? Oh. Bro, I am going to shout the ever living shit out of this shirt.
That'll come right out, bro.
Who knows? Ugh. Ugh. So upsetting.
Dude, I always do that shit. Like I'm always drinking a coffee with a white shirt on, and then I spill it, and I just go, well, "Fuck me!"
Yeah, it's the fucking worst.
It
You're
is
like, great, I hate myself.
at
It's
first.
just like
I wasn't being sympathetic enough. That is the worst shit ever.
it's the worst.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate it so goddamn much.
Mhm. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Whatever. See, this is the thing that, like, sometimes I'm feeling spiritual and I'm like, oh, I've divorced my ego from my body. I'm aware of the fact that it's just an avatar. And then my avatar's fucking costume gets a stain on it. And I'm like pissed off. I'm like, why do I care so much? And then it's like, oh, am I doing the right thing by grounding myself in reality or am I hurting myself? Like, yo, I'm just, dude, so lost.
Mm,
So lost, like lost between this eternal struggle of do I participate in this fake reality or is it a real reality that I need to fully be in and I'm hurting myself by divorcing myself from it. But what is the most effective like the
it's just like it's probably just like patience, you know? Because I feel like you have to be in the constant struggle to like start to figure it out. So like I feel like you probably want to, or you might feel like you want like everything to be like ready now. Like
yeah,
it's like having that patience, dude. It's like really, really fucking hard.
it's really hard.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have that?
No, no, not most of the time. But I do recognize often that like slowing down, that's something that I've been really trying to do. Like just like,
Slow down.
yeah, there's this really cool thing we do at pre-camp. and it's called Wheels, and everyone gets like into all these different wheels. There's like a wheel that's spinning really, really fast, and then there's like a wheel that's um spinning like quickly but like in no direction, like kind of like in circles, only in circles, like not driving anywhere. And then there's like a, like a really slow wheel, and then there's a broken wheel. And like you go to the group that you feel like you're in right now in your life, and then you like go talk about it, and everyone in the group talks about it. And it's fucking so sick. And the first 2 years I was in the fast wheel, 100%. Like everything was just like, okay, what's next? Like I'm here, like I'm living in the moment, like I'm totally like, doing everything. Everything's going fast. Everything's like speeding by. And
Yeah.
then this year I didn't get to go to pre-camp because I was an RA and they fucked us over. But I was so gonna be in that slow wheel, like
Yeah.
just because I'm like starting to just like it's almost like coming out of like hyper drive or whatever, like Star
Hyperspace.
Wars light speed or what is it?
Hyperspace.
Yeah, it's like coming out of hyperspace. It's like everything around me was like just like shooting past me, and now it's like thinking it all landed in front of me, and I'm like watching it happen this time instead of like sprinting past it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's interesting. It's very interesting how much, um, you know, our wheel determines how we view life and who we connect
Mm,
with. Like, I feel like, we've known each other since freshman year, but I feel like I really, really connected with you this year because,
yeah,
like, um, I've been on this slow wheel. Like, I've
yeah.
just never been able to fully, like, I don't know if it's a depression thing or what, but I feel like I've never been able to fully enjoy life or feel like I'm on that fast wheel where I'm like, oh, I can't wait for what's next.
Mm,
It's like, if you are on the slow wheel now, like whatever it is, like, I see you and I recognize you.
yeah,
There's a big difference between recognizing somebody and not recognizing somebody. Like,
true.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. But
Sometimes you'll meet someone and just be like, oh, and then never really think about things twice. And then another time it'll be somebody and it's like, oh, they're going at like their wheel is spinning like almost close enough to how fast mine is that like I
yeah,
can see them in this moment and be like, okay, I get you. And like like we're speaking the same language right now. Like we're driving the speed limit together right now.
yeah, yes. Yeah, it's like when you're fucking trapped at the same speed with another car,
Mm,
like I have felt so much like you said a lot of shit this semester where I've been like, oh, true. But then, like, if that had been said to me by somebody who I didn't see as on the same track as me, then I would
right.
be like, well, fuck you, you know?
Right. And that's
Like,
interesting, Nate, that you say that like your slow wheel stops you from like being like hyper and in the moment. But for me, like my when I'm in my slow wheel, like I'm actually like enjoying it. Like sometimes going that fast, I guess it's like a grass is always greener kind of thing. Like sometimes when I'm going that fast, I'm not like smelling the roses, you know what I mean? Like since I've stopped to
mm,
slow down, I've been like, okay, like I'm actually like I'm still going fast enough that I'm doing something
yeah,
to then look back and be grateful for that kind of thing.
that's that optimistic perspective.
Yeah.
Like at work.
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess I guess yeah, I guess that's probably just where that's coming from too for sure. But
I don't think there's anything wrong with like whatever way people choose to view the world.
mm,
Um,
yeah, agreed,
like,
agreed.
I mean,
There's
whether
strength.
you're on, wait, what was?
Just I was just saying there's strengths in every different way that you view it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's just like for somebody who's been on that slow wheel for like, oh my god.
You're good, bro.
Sorry, those almonds just got revenge on me.
You're good, bro. You're good.
Um, yeah, for somebody who's been on that slow wheel for a long time, holy fuck. It's just easier. It's easier and more relatable to like talk to somebody on the slow wheel. Because on the fast wheel, you're just like, I don't even get where you're at.
Yeah, yeah,
You're like, are you, I feel sometimes like I almost do it from a place of comparison, which is gross and wrong. Um, but it's like, oh, this person's on the fast wheel. Like, I don't like them.
yeah. It's like a pushing away like different ideologies or like just different like energies.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I mean, that's a skill in and of itself.
yeah,
Um, you know, getting comfortable with people who just think differently from you or see the world in a vastly different perspective.
yeah.
Like I think that is what a lot of spiritual growth is centered around.
I
Um,
agree. Yeah,
and totally comfortable with somebody who is so different.
it's really hard.
It's so hard. It's
Yeah,
so hard.
yeah,
Like,
really hard.
what do you think the key to that is?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness?
Yeah, I think it's really hard to forgive people for being different. And I think you're not really forgiving them, like you're forgiving yourself. At least for me, I feel like I have to forgive myself for being, for like having to try to understand them. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, elaborate on that.
like
Like,
I feel like it's like it's just a shitty feeling to like um to that it's hard to like be empathetic for other people. But it is. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I feel like almost guilty about it, and I need to like forgive myself for that, and then like I can forgive them, that kind of thing, for being whatever they are. Like
yeah.
probably
That's that's a very healthy mindset.
I don't always hold that, but like it's something that I'm definitely like okay, like I wish I could just because there's certain things. Okay, here's a good example. Like there's certain things I like think back on and like have a hard time letting go. Like very few things that I really like, I think about it like makes me angry. And I'm like,
Yeah,
why can't I just like forgive this like thing? Um, like this incident in high school, some kid was like fucking with Alden, and Alden was sitting like behind me at a hockey game, and he was like, this kid was from my grade, and Alden's like 2 years younger than us, and he was like a freshman at the time, and this kid was like fucking with him, and I just like he was like really drunk, and I was like trying not to get too pissed off or whatever, but like he was like fucking with Alden. So like I didn't do anything except for like I basically what I did was I like turned around and like diffused the situation and like didn't like never became confrontational or anything. I just like basically like told him fuck off, but in a
yeah,
good way. And like I just wish like every time I think about it, I'm like, no, you should be happy with yourself. Like it didn't lead to like anything violent or anything physical, but like every single time I'm like, no, like I wish I just like went outside and just like fucking railed him, like and just beat the fuck on him, like all that shit. Like, I don't know,
yeah,
just like that's like one of those moments in my life where I'm like, fuck, like why can't I forgive that person? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
why do I still hold on to that? But I just like, they put my brother at risk. Like he was like threatening my brother. Like I should have just fucked him up.
yeah. That comes from like a super emotional state.
It's like so hard to shake that. And so like all that just to be said, to go back to the point of like um how difficult it can be to forgive people for being the way that they are if they're shitty.
Um, Jesus, dude, I'm kind of thinking like this might be the end of the pod.
I
I'm
think
so
so.
drunk right now.
You did good, bro. You did good.
I've
I think
gotten like increasingly incoherent as the night's gone on.
I feel you. I've been doing the opposite, but that's good though. One of us has to be on one
That's the
of it.
beautiful thing about smoking beforehand. Like you just keep going and going, and you're like, oh, I'm better.
It's only up from the beginning.
Yeah,
You can't get worse.
yeah, dude. Episode 11. I don't know what we're gonna title this,
Who
but
knows?
we're getting deep. Um, hopefully, some people can gain some kind of insight from what we talked about tonight. Like,
Mm,
I know there was like a lot of like just joking about or trivial shit, but anybody who's watched this long, thank you. Like for
yeah.
real. We
Thank you,
appreciate
thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 11. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Catch you all later. Peace.
Peace, everybody.